Hey guys, today's DIY project is basically replacing the existing ceiling fan with the new ceiling fan. So first we are going to assemble the new ceiling fan which came in the box. I will show you that in a bit. And once it is done, swap this fan with the new one. So basically remove this fan from the ceiling and then install the new one. The new ceiling fan has a light in it. This one is kind of a good fan, but it is of old fashion, so I'm going to just replace it with the new modern fan. So let's begin. And this is the 52 inches ceiling fan which I'm going to install over here. This has a built-in light in it. So let's open the box and see what is inside the box. A lot of components. This is the supporting rod which goes to the ceiling. So let me do one thing. Let me remove all the contents from this box and arrange them, and then we can assemble it and remove the existing fan and replace with the new one. So one thing I definitely observed over here that the manual of the ceiling fan is pretty good. It shows that which part is what, that is ceiling bracket, receiver, door, down the road ball, canopy, and so on, right? And the packaging is also good. So I removed the contents from the box and arranged them in the sequential order as per the manual. As you see over here, this is a ceiling bracket. It is sitting over there. Then the second one is the receiver. Receiver is here, and downward ball, that is that, canopy is that, and so on. So each part is arranged in the sequential order, the way it is listed over in the manual. The hardware is a different package over here. And now the next step in this entire process is, before installation, you have to decide whether you are going to have the tilted fan or it is going to be straight. In my case, it is pretty straightforward thing, and also it shows that what tools you are going to require. Not many tools. These are the general tools available in any household, and then we can just directly move to the next step. And yeah, one more thing, it also shows that depends on the ceiling guide which down rod length you should select. So over here there are three different types of down rod and down rods are available. One is the 15 inches, 10 inches, and 5 inches. So if it is ceiling height is 9 feet, then you have to use the included 5 to 10 inches, and so on. So if your ceiling is too high, that is 13 feet and so on, then probably you have to buy another down rod length from the seller. And these are the assembly instructions. So I'll start assembling this one and capture each and every information during the assembly process. First step, we are going to install the fan blades on this motor body. So this is the motor. Place this motor on the foam like this, so that you have some kind of a space to install the motor. Then these are the blades which are going to be installed over here using these screws. So I've installed the two blades as you see over here, and it's pretty straightforward step. So you just take the blade, match the holes, and use the provided or supplied screws to tighten it. Just make sure that these holes and this holes matches before tightening these blades on the motor body. So this step is done. The next step is going to be installing the light, assemble the light on this particular body. That is step number 6. Now in this step we are going to install the light board, that is this one, over here, something like this. And for that, first you have to remove at least 2 screws from this one. Sorry, one screw completely from this one. Let's remove this one. Now next step in this process is basically number 6 step, that is installing the light board to the motor. So this is the light board and this one is the motor, and we have to install this by removing these screws. So as you see that there are 3 screws are there, so there is no need to remove all the 3 screws. Just remove one screw and make some space for the other screw so that the board can go. This light board can go inside or can be placed easily on the motor, just like this. Once it is done, tilt it and now tighten these screws, and this light board is not going to go anywhere. So we are done with installing the light board. Our next step in the process is installing this light. It has a magnet, so it just plays on this board, light board. So just match the holes like this and let it go, and this is done. And it will place like this. So this the light is installed on the board. It is magnetic, so no need to worry about anything. It just get placed over here like this. Now next step in the process is assembling the down rod, which is going to be on the back side of this fan. So now next step in this process is installing this down rod, right? This down rod comes with pre-assembled ball, that is this ball, and this one is the 5 inches one. So I'm going to install the fan with the 5 inches rod, but if you have a high ceiling you could use this 10 inches rod or 15 inches rod. So I'm not going to use this one, so I'm just going to use this one. So for that, first remove this clip like this, and this pin will come out. Then loosen these wires and pass all these wires through the rod, just like this. Now once these wires are passed through this down rod, just match the hole for this shear pin, but before that just loosen out these 2 screws so that the rod is going to fit very nicely. So let's see if I can go. Okay, like this. Then take the pin which we removed earlier, pass that pin through the hole, you have to wiggle it little bit here and there. Okay, once the pin is passed through this rod, just take this shear pin and insert it so that this rod won't come out. That is pretty straightforward. still has to go completely. I make plier. Like this, and once that is done, tighten these screws, not over tight, but just make it sure that this rod is not wobbly. And one on, like this. Now we are done with installing the rod, which is shown over here. This part is kind of done. Now next part is insert the canopy and then yoke cover to the down rod. This is the down rod, and we have to pass the canopy and yoke cover, and this one is the canopy and this one is the yoke cover. So we have to pass through this one and install it. This is the canopy, this one is the plate, and this one is the yoke cover. So this yoke cover will go and sit on this motor body like this, and this canopy will be sitting like this on the top, and this cover will be like this. So basically it is going to be like this. So to pass on all these three parts, 1, 2 and 3, we have to remove this from the rod. So let me remove that one. It's very simple. Just there are 3 screws are there. So just loosen these 3 screws. 1, 2, not even 3, only 2 screws are there. And as you see, it has started coming out. And we have to remove this pin too. So just remove like this. First goes this cover, canopy cover. Pass the wires through this one. So like this. Then pass the plate like this, and the cover. Once it is done, whatever you have removed this cover, just put it back again like this. This is the pin which we have removed. Install the pin. It's here. Tighten the screws. One. And one more is there, I guess. This one. And once this is done, this portion will go like this on the top. So when you see from the bottom, you are not going to see any kind of wires or anything. So these wires will get tucked in inside this cover, and you have to supply the power to these wires. Install this cover the way it was earlier before we removed. So take the shear pin and pass through this one, then match these grooves on both sides, and it will go like this all the way. Once it is done, then you have to just tighten these screws which we removed. This is the first screw, and this screw is going to match with the hole, and it will go all the way inside. So if I show you, it will pass through that cover and it will be tight. So it is coming out inside. Now the last step in this entire process is basically connecting the wires and hooking up this one. So this is the ceiling fan adapter which will go on the ceiling, and this particular ball is going to be sitting on this one like this, something like this, right? And then there is a locking mechanism is there which will keep this like this. So that I will cover while installing the fan. So I have removed the old fan from the ceiling, and as you see that this ceiling bracket is more or less same like in the new fan, just like this. So this is the new ceiling bracket on the new fan. This is the ceiling bracket on the old fan. So basically there were two nuts were here holding this entire bracket onto the ceiling. Now same thing I'm going to do it with the new fan. So I'm going to remove this ceiling bracket like this, install this ceiling bracket first on the ceiling, and then hang the fan. The only thing what you have to remember is that while hanging the fan should fit into this slot. There is a lock. So if you see over here, this projection should go over here so that this fan becomes sturdy. And once that is done, the fan will be on the ceiling, and this entire space is reserved for the receiver. This is the receiver which we are going to fit just like this after connecting the wires. So let me first install this ceiling bracket, and then we'll place the fan in the ceiling bracket. One good thing I like about this fan is that this is Wi-Fi enabled. You could operate it from the app, and on top of that, look at the color coding of in the wires coming out from the receiver. They are not only color coded, but they are labeled also. As you see over here, everywhere there is a labeling is there on the each wire, and when you are going to connect it to the fan, it's not that difficult because colors is exactly same. And on top of that, on both the side, on the receiver as well as the wires coming from the fan, both of them have the labels. And the bracket is in place. It's tight and sturdy. Now I'm going to pass the fan rod through this hole and match this groove so that the fan hangs on this one. And whatever this space is here, that space is going to be useful to put the receiver once the wires are connected. And now fan is in place. So this green, and the wire coming from the circuit, they will be tied together as a earthing, all three of them. And these wires from the fan, now we have to match them with these wires and connect the receiver using these provided nuts. So all the wires are connected as they are very nicely color coded, and now this receiver I have to tug in over here, but for that I am going to just tug in these wires inside this canopy so that it is not visible. So it is going to look something like this. As per the manual, insert the remote receiver mounting inside the mounting bracket in this fashion, and all the wires are tugged in and nothing is visible except this Wi-Fi wire. I just intentionally kept it outside so that it is not going to interfere with the signals. And then this magnetic one, and just see that how it has been fitted on this ceiling, this cover. I'm not sure whether it is visible. Like this. And now the only thing is this magnetic thing will go and sit on it. That's it. So we are all done with the installation. Now basically it is adding it to the app and making sure that everything works fine. The fan is installed. Next step in this entire process is pairing the remote control with this fan. And the steps are pretty straightforward. First, you have to switch on the fan and then point the remote control to the ceiling fan and then press and hold the switch button for 5 seconds, and we should hear the beep which will indicate that the fan and the remote control is paired. Let me bring the remote control and show you how exactly it works. So this is the remote control, and this requires two AA batteries, which AAA batteries, which I've already installed over here. Let me show you. So if you push this will open, and behind this there are two AAA batteries are installed. So now this remote control we are going to pair with the fan, and the steps are given on the first on the page 11 of this manual. Turn the power off for at least say 5 seconds. My fan is already switched off. Now turn the power on. Let me turn the power on, and now point the remote control towards the fan by pressing this power on button for 5 seconds.